My name is Jon Alan Van Horne. Inshallah, I was born and raised in Montreal, Quebec. I had a long life of Christianity. Inshallah, it was not really Christianity though. I never really went to church or anything. My parents weren't practicing or anything like that. I grew up wealthy. I had my father's job was seasonal. We were back and forth in between Montreal and Florida throughout my life. So there was a lot of traveling that I did in my days. Inshallah, I finally became 18 and wanted to be stable somewhere, so I moved back to Montreal after a while. As for that, in the winter of 2004, I had moved to Edmonton from a long life of drugs, alcohol, women, lies, you know, the white coat questioner kind of life. I came here to better myself and basically to rid my old ways. In a few minutes, you'll know my nature from Allah's will, that I turned to Islam. So I started work at a company called Convergence. This was a third-party call center for AT&T Wireless. Then it went to Singular Wireless, and then it went back to AT&T Mobile. This company was very diverse, meaning many races, religions, and nationalities. Though many would say if you could read, speak, and write English, you were hired. So the company had its advantages and disadvantages, but most of all, it was a social network where many got to know one another. And on some occasions, relationships broke out, people came, people left. I started in the company taking phone calls as customer service, troubleshooting, explaining bills, etc. I then became a resolution specialist. Now this was an elite team of employees with wide knowledge in mobile services, policies, procedures, troubleshooting, hardware, software, many mobile devices. This enabled me to roam around the call center, assisting other agents that were on the phone and explaining them to problems that they may have had assisting their customers. This was about 2 years. So in the summer of 2006, I started to notice many Muslims working at Convergence at the call center. And I treated them like any other human being, with respect and dignity, of course. I didn't hold any grudges against them, especially concerning the 9/11 attacks. One thing I've always believed is that a single individual's action is not the blame of an entire group. And also, I'm dual citizen. I'm an American citizen and I'm a Canadian citizen. So many of my superiors had asked me how my feelings were with working with the Muslims. And my answer was, why would I mind? Right? They never did anything to me. You know, they're human beings making a living. You know, living life. They have a strong religion. I noticed this. I started to notice this a lot. And then I also strong religions. Strong religions. Yeah. I also soon noticed how close the Muslims interacted with each other. Friendly smiles, courtesy, respect, with some exceptions, of course. Soon, I came across a sister, Ilhan. The first time I came to her, she was looking for assistance. And I offered my hand to shake hers as for my introduction. And she looked at it, she looked back at me, and then I knew at that moment she isn't to touch a man. Like, it was just automatically, I knew this. In any way, even if it was being a friendly handshake. I assisted her with her problem with much respect and was on my way. Time and time again, I was assisting Muslims with work-related concerns or issues. I saw each one as an opportunity to provide my knowledge in their work concerns and explain to them how they could fix the same issues that they came across maybe later. In October of 2006, came along a woman who caught my eye. And she was very nice. I was hoping to assist this girl, and so there were many times she was asking for assistance, but another resolution specialist got to her first. So then finally, after a few days, I was able to assist her. I introduced myself, and she actually shook my hand. This was nothing like any assistance I have ever been through. The customer was arguing to the woman on the phone, or my agent, was arguing that AT&T had ordered $20. And when I was going through the bills with the customer service agent, this woman, it looked to me as if the customer owed AT&T $20. So I explained the bills to the woman, and she then proceeded to question my findings. And I'm thinking, why is this woman questioning what I'm finding? That's clear proof in front of us. And I was like, I know that I'm right. And we just went through the bills. Then she explained to me her version. And she explained it to me in another way, adding some additional feedback. And that AT&T actually owed the customer $20. So after about a 20-minute debate, I just said, look, if you want to give the customer $20, give it to her. Halas, I was done. I didn't want to argue anymore. It was only $20. So the woman looked at me as if I didn't care anymore. I did, but I hate to admit when I'm wrong, like most people do, right? So I went back to my desk, and I took a look at the account just to double and even triple check. Well, guess what? The woman was right. The AT&T actually owed the customer $20. So I went back to the woman to apologize for my ignorance and frustration, of course. She then told me to listen to her the next time she's explaining her version and findings in the account. This woman's name is Rayhan. I learned that she was Egyptian, Muslim, and Arabic speaking. I soon was placed back on phone calls for a few months, and I didn't see her for a while, though I thought about her much, of course. The company then moved to a different location in 2007, and I was back assisting agents, and then I saw Rayhan again. And I asked her out. I wasn't thinking that, I thought it would be okay for Muslim sisters or girls to have a boyfriend. I was ignorant at the time, of course. So I asked her out, and when I asked her, I actually asked her, I said, when are you going to take me out for a steak dinner? She looked at me and she says, her only reply was, why? After a few chats at work, we joked around here and there, and she said she wouldn't be able to see me outside of work because I'm not Muslim. So, alhamdulillah, the calling came to me. I went to Ilhan to find out more information on Islam, to learn about it. Ilhan gave me a few books, a Mus'haf Quran, which I still read, and very often, of course. Some of the books she gave me had much beginner information, and more than I expected. But after learning a few actions and words, I was sure that Allah has brought me this woman Rayhan for a reason. Ilhan told me about the greetings and the ashada. After that, a few months had passed, and Rayhan and I were just texting each other here and there on the phones. She texted me in Arabic, so I had to go to Ilhan to translate for me. After about 5 to 6 months of learning about Islam, Arabic, and the meanings, and a small glimpse to be a Muslim, I asked Ilhan, how do I become Muslim? She wrote the ashada down, she told me the meaning and said, say this, there, you are Muslim. Which I was a bit skeptical about, but she told me then, she said, it would be better to get in contact, to get in contact with the sheikh or whatever, and do it, formally. Which she had contacted a brother Ahmed, and I went to meet him at the mosque on Juma. So on June 13th, 2008, I came to the MC and prayed to Allah for the very first time. Alhamdulillah. I said the ashada with shikara. I've not looked back, and inshallah, I never will. This blessing Allah has given that provided to me is better than anything I've ever done or became. Allah Akbar. May Allah reward Ilhan and Rayhan and their families, and to all the brothers and sisters I've ever met, and families of myself, for the good intentions and good deeds I do, and to all the brothers and sisters I have ever interacted with that have helped me and kept me in their prayers. May Allah reward you all with glad tidings and blessing in dunya and the hereafter. Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Shukran.
May Allah give you a good sense, inshallah. Ameen.
Can I have?
Yeah, I'm taking your video.
You have to paint. You have to paint.
Abu Mustafa.
هلا هيستر عمل مصطفى how he became
Abu Mustafa, I'm taking video. Barak.
Allah.
Did you get all that?
I only got the crying part.
Do I have to do that again?
Allah.
Can you repeat it again, the crying side? John, you got to take questions. You got to take questions.
Take questions.
How did your parents accept you?
Another time.
Another time?
Another time.
Okay.
That's a bigger story.
Okay.
It's not like.
Alex.